The Mandalorian and Grogu leaked synopsis reveal some surprising new story details, including Grogu's future. Might be a hot video to get into. Theory Sabers is having their holiday sale right now. We're doing 25% off everything, or get 2 free sabers with every saber purchase. The choice is yours.
This is the way.
So it seems the Mando and Grogu movie synopsis has leaked. I don't know the validity of this. I'm just going to say that right off the top. A possible story synopsis for The Mandalorian and Grogu reveals more about what to expect from Jon Favreau's big screen follow-up to The Mandalorian, including some huge developments for the child. Okay, let's get into it. Unearthed by the Mandoverse Updates X account, it drops some intriguing hints about what may be to come for next May. That includes the state of the galaxy far, far away, and Grogu's story goes next as his Jedi powers continue to develop. Okay. The Empire has been defeated and the remnants of its force scattered to the far corners of the galaxy. Okay, the same sort of synopsis as George Lucas's sequel trilogy treatment. There's a power vacuum. It reads, translated from German, yet some of the former commanders of this dark era cling to their power and have become dangerous warlords. Okay, very similar to what George wanted for the sequels. Din Djarin, together with his apprentice Grogu, track down and neutralize these cells. Okay, so it's like warring war tribes, I suppose, or crime syndicates. Again, what George wanted for the sequel trilogy of his own. The synopsis continues. Several clues lead them to Karzun, where they not only manage to infiltrate an almost forgotten Imperial facility, but Grogu also discovers an ancient artifact that functions as an amplifier of his abilities. Whoa! So we're going Splinter of the Mind's Eye at this point, where they find this crystal that essentially amplifies their force abilities 10x. And in the novel, which was supposed to be the original Empire Strikes Back, right after A New Hope, Luke and Leia are basically in a rat race against Vader and the Empire to find this crystal, because they know if Vader gets his hands on it, he's going to be like 10x as powerful. Vader does eventually get his hands on it before dropping into a massive hole, and he's able to like shoot force lightning and just becomes this really powerful machine. If they're going to use, that's actually kind of interesting, man. Okay, that's not bad. Grogu discovering a force artifact that enhances his abilities is intriguing. It also lines up with what Disney has established in the new canon about Luke Skywalker and Lor San Tekka traveling throughout the galaxy to retrieve items connected to the Jedi Sith. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That is directly from probably one of the earliest lore expanded universe things that we ever really got. It's from the book Splinter of the Mind's Eye. As you can see, the book is right. This is what the book looks like, Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It is written by Alan Dean Foster, and I've actually had Alan Dean Foster on my channel on a Rule of Two interview where he talks about the book and a lot of other stuff with Star Wars. You can find it on my channel. So, what could the child's mysterious relic be? Well, the Holophiles has shared a compelling theory, writing, the first thing that comes to mind here is the Kyber crystal from Legends, not to be mistaken with Kyber crystals. Kyber crystals was first referenced in the Legends novel. Oh, freaking right there, man. Yeah, all right, we're all on the same page, which showed the crystal's ability to enhance the force potential of its holder. As for Karzun, that first debuted in Star Wars Roleplay Chaos. It's from the Legends Expanded Universe era and is described there as a hallowed season where our young find their names in fire and our warriors carve glory into the stars. A time of raid to test and to remember who we are. So I actually don't have a problem with this. This is actually pretty interesting because it only amplifies, ironically enough, Grogu's powers and abilities. And we don't have to wait around for him to age or whatever. This just makes him kind of jump in time, and it makes it much more interesting to watch. All right, so that is it. This is kind of just starting to make the rounds right now, so I guess we are one of the first to really talk about this on a large scale like this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Personally, I don't want to say I'm a fan of this yet, because I've said that too many times and it's like gone completely the opposite way of what I would have thought that they would do. But this isn't a bad concept. This is actually pretty interesting because it's now kind of like an Infinity Stone. And this is way before Thanos and all that stuff. This is kind of like an Infinity Stone that was very prominent in the Star Wars universe and was supposed to actually be the story to replace Empire Strikes Back. In fact, it was the original story after A New Hope. And Alan Dean Foster was brought on by George to write sort of the next installment of Star Wars after A New Hope, which back then was, the Star Wars. So for me, I think this is actually pretty sweet. If Grogu, let's say, let's say Grogu finds this crystal, this artifact. There's now going to be also the threat of other Force sensitives, other bounty hunters who probably have been commissioned to find this artifact if people know about it, which I'm sure that a select few would know about it. And the types of people that would know about this artifact probably have a lot of leverage, pull, money, credits, whatever, and they want it for power because they themselves have Force abilities, or they're getting it for a client. So my thoughts on that is that it, again, creates a rat race. Luke may be after this as well, because he doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. They may destroy it in the end. But this is a way, way better synopsis than some stupid side mission of following around Stinky.
Where's Stinky? Come out of there, you grubby little...
Which is Jabba's son. It's way better. And maybe that's just like what was leaked or something like that, and we just jumped the gun on it. And this is now what's going to be what it's really about. There's this, hopefully it's not just like a MacGuffin kind of thing, but yeah, there's this artifact that they have to find. And damn, now that I said that, it made me remember episode 9 and how lame it was with that freaking knife. Oof. I hope they don't, yeah, okay. I usually find the fan theories end up being better than what we get, which is unfortunate because I used to be super optimistic that we would get something worthy of what George would have wanted, and then it just turns up to be something different. Jon Favreau has let me down twice now, I guess, with Mando Season 3 and Book of Boba Fett. So he's kind of nullified himself, in my mind. We got Mando 1 and 2, and then we got Boba and Season 3. So it's like, okay, you're kind of back to a neutral stasis at this point, I guess. But I don't know the full story there. Maybe there, a lot of Kathleen Kennedy getting in the way, or I don't know. I've heard some things that it wasn't really his decision, and he kind of just ended up being like, all right, you know what? I'm out. You guys do what you want. But who knows, really. As for this, I actually like this idea. I was really hesitant before, and I don't read articles before I do a video because I want it to be fresh and on the fly and genuine. But this actually seems not bad. I don't really have a problem with this. It just depends how they're going to execute it, and if they actually do something with it. Like if they just find it and there's nothing at stake, like there's no one else trying to get it. Maybe Boba Fett could try. I don't know. They could really do anything. Maybe Boba Fett's bad now. Maybe he's doing a job for the Empire or the remnants of the Empire, whatever it might be. I don't know. Maybe Thrawn wants it. Geez, I don't know. It could really be whatever at this point. This could potentially, if they make the stakes high enough, this could be something that would involve Luke, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, because it can bring in all different types of characters. You have Force sensitives who now want this MacGuffin, want this item, this artifact that amplifies their Force sensitivity 10 times. Typically, a Darksider would want to use it for nefarious purposes, and a Lightsider user like Luke Skywalker would want to keep it out of the wrong hand, so they would want to just collect it and keep it hidden away somewhere, or destroy it so that it can't get into the wrong hands. So you have both sides there probably searching for it. You have bounty hunters who have been commissioned and hired to search for it. This could really be something interesting and fun if they do it right, and I hope they do. So I'm on board for this. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you have a fantastic day. This is actually not bad. This is good news to me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like. May the Force be with you always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.